Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Vitalis Foundation and the new home of Project Ormus. Today I'm going to show you how to use Ormus and how to dose it to your plants. We're going to be looking at seedlings, repotting plants, and how to set up a comparison test like the ones behind me over here. Okay, let's come over here and I can show you what we're doing. So you want to start some seedlings and you want to feed them some Ormus. Super simple. You need a box to grow things in. So I've got a box with some pecan in the bottom for drainage. I've got something to grow in, so I've got some compost and manure mix. I've chosen some plants. I'm going to grow some strawberries. I've got some Ormus. This is a 2% mix, so that's 20 ml in a litre. We'll show you making that a little bit later in the video. And I've got some water to water them in. Ever so simple, there's nothing different here than everyone's used to. Fill your box with some soil and sprinkle in some seeds. Well, nothing to see there, they've all disappeared into the ground. I actually want to get a little nursery here for strawberries so I can transfer my plants into something much bigger later on. So lots of seeds in there. Okay, the Ormus water, and I'm going to just lightly dribble in some Ormus. Okay, I want to use about 300 ml in a box this size. Lovely. Yeah, that's about enough. Okay, then I'm going to give them some water to mobilise all that Ormus and to generally water everything in. And we'll just hope that we get some strawberries actually sprouting in here and they don't all get buried in the bottom. Okay, while I'm doing that, sometimes you might want to pre-soak seeds before you plant them. If you're doing that, then use a 1% solution to soak them in and water them in with the same 1% mix. You don't need as much Ormus in it because it's already in the seed. So a 1% mix is 10 ml of Ormus in a litre of water, and this is 20 ml of Ormus in a litre of water. If you've been soaking seeds, and these ones were soaked, then after a little while you're going to want to give them a proper dose of Ormus. So these just got a quick soak and that was nothing else. So now I'm just going to take a 2% solution, and I'm just going to dose each little pot here with a splash of Ormus, just to encourage these to really get going, because I want these up and ready so I can put them in my aquaponics system. Okay, so you've got past seeding out and germinating and growing plants, and you've got some baby plants and you want to repot them, or you've got a big plant and you want to pot it on again. Doesn't make any difference. Here we go. I've got some kalanchoe here. These are lovely. These are part of our cancer treatment, and this tray is where I start all the little babies in, and then when I get big ones I can move them out. So I'm going to repot these into something else. While I'm doing this, I figured we should set up another comparison test for you. So in the pots I've got a standard potting mix. It's potting compost with a little bit of manure and a little bit of extra pecan and a handful of local soil just to give it some body. All the pots have the same soil, okay, and the soil mix is appropriate for what I'm growing. Two super important things. On one pot I have written almost 20%, and on here it says no Ormus, and so does this one. Okay, and I've dated them so we know when we started, because this is going to take quite a long time to grow. Now, I'm just going to dig my plant out like you would normally, repot it, top it up with soil, and then I'm going to add some Ormus, and this is the bit you want to understand. So 1 litre is more than enough. Okay, you need 20 ml of Ormus in a litre of water for repotting. Okay, so there's 20 ml. You don't have to get a syringe, you don't have to get too carried away. If you've got one of the little bottles, you can just guess out a fifth of a bottle, that'll be 20 ml. Or you can get a dessert spoon, that's 10 ml. So 2 spoons into a litre, stick your Ormus in, and then fill it up with water. Okay, right, let me go to the tap and do the next bit. Easy peasy. Bottle of Ormus water, giving it a really good shake to mix it in, and I have my plants. And I put the biggest plants in the pots that have no Ormus, and the smallest ones over here, just because I know this is going to work. So now I just need to give your plant some Ormus. Water it in. Didn't use very much, see? I'll make it a bit more here. Maybe a touch more. Okay. I haven't even used a half a litre, and that is more than enough Ormus now. So Ormus followed by irrigation. Now we're going to wash the Ormus down into the soil and give it a good drink. It's a good drink. And then these ones will just get some water. I'll let that settle for a minute, and I might feed a little bit more water in there and just bed them in nicely, make sure all the leaves are clean, and then we'll wait to see how it grows. That is all you have to do. And the bit you have left, you can either give to another plant, or you can just keep it out the way, store it in a dark, dry, cool place, stick a lid on it, and it'll be fine. Just give it a shake and you can use it next time. While we're waiting for all that to grow, I think you might want to have a look at another comparison test we've been running for about a month or so. In here we have mustard plants. So in the green box, here's the ones that were grown with Ormus. That was a 2% solution, 300 ml or thereabouts applied to that box. And behind it is a set that were grown without Ormus. And we've got actually quite a lot of other plants coming on in here. Now we've got a few mustard plants. We don't have that many. Some of them managed to get quite big, which is nice. But I think we can clearly see the germination rate and size of the plants between the two boxes is substantially different.